Hello, everybody, and welcome to this new series. I'm calling it the Broker Insider. I'm going to be sharing tips to improve your business's fundability. I'm going to help forge your business to become more of what banks and lenders want to see when you are applying for some sort of working capital. So, what is this all about? Who is this for? We all know that as business owners, you're going to be needing some sort of reliable funding in order to scale your business. The problem is most business owners are reacting to this situation as opposed to being proactive. Newer business owners view the process like going to the dentist. Okay. It's a procedure that you know you want or you have to do, but it sucks so much that you avoid it at all costs in order to do it. For existing business owners, especially those that maybe have been denied in the past, you know how painful of an experience it was because at the end of the day, you didn't get the capital that you needed in order to scale or grow your business. So, if either of these situations describes you, you're in the right spot. This is going to be a transformative series that will explore proven methods to increase not only your top line revenue, but your bottom line profits as well. What does that mean? That means banks and lenders will notice your financial performance, which will dramatically increase the ability for you to get approved for a loan. And you will also be earning more money as is take home profit as a business owner. Make sense? Good. So, all right. So let's get started. Now, who the hell am I and why should you be listening to me? My name is Jose Sauceda. I'm a leader in the alternative financing space. I'm a primarily a business funding consultant with BDA Solutions. We've been in business since 2021, which may not sound like a long time, but we've partnered with some of the best lenders in the industry. Between my partners and my company, we have successfully funded over $1 billion using business credit at 0% interest over 12 months. We financed over $1 million for equipment leasing for clients with credit scores as low as 550 and have raised over $1 million in working capital for real estate investors in the forms of term loans and utilizing business credit. Plus, I'm also a contributor in the YouTube channel, The Business Funding Nation, which I invite you guys to check out and subscribe to so that you see the type of noise that we're trying to do, not only in the alternative business finance world, but also in the world of real estate investments. So, I don't want this to just be about making your business survive. Okay, if you are a struggling business owner right now, we're not only going to help you survive, but we're also going to help you thrive. Okay, especially if you're using traditional marketing methods that you just kind of feel aren't hitting the mark with regards to ROI. Okay, I'm going to be revealing some backdoor powerful growth strategies, which, if you implement them properly, they're going to help increase your revenue and your profits so that banks and lenders will not be able to resist you. Okay. Remember, I've been in the alternative finance space for a couple of years now. So I know exactly what lenders and banks are looking for when they are underwriting and trying to get an application approved. So I'm taking that information and kind of reverse engineering it in order to present this information over to you. Now, I'm trying to format these videos so that they're easily digestible and structured so that you can implement changes as soon as you're done watching them. Okay, so I hope that they're powerful enough for you to really notice a change within your business operations. There are going to be 12 total strategies that we're going to be covering. So I'm going to record one video for each strategy. One strategy might be more appealing to you as the business owner, so that'll allow you the ability to take a look at that specific video and study it, record it, implement it, and make sure that you start kicking ass in the new year. So What is this first strategy all about? It is the market dominating position. So, what is that? Before we get into the nitty gritty of what that is, let's start with the end in mind. What will it do if you properly execute it? Ultimately, what it does is that it adds value to your offer in the marketplace so that more potential customers will choose you over your competition. Okay. Now, this isn't about being the cheapest option. On the contrary, it's about being the most attractive based on value, not price. Most business owners, when they're putting together their business plans, they don't spend a whole lot of time trying to formulate this market dominating position. Okay. So what happens when they do that? They're going to default to lowering their price in order to stand out to customers, which translates to lower revenue, which translates to lower profits, and less revenue, less profits equals less funding options when you need working capital. You see that connection? This is also not just about standing out, okay? On the contrary, it's about being or becoming the standout choice in the marketplace for your customers. So, with all that being said, most businesses begin because they see some type of demand in the marketplace and they have a product or service that high level meets that demand. Okay. That's the easy part. Okay. So, for example, people need to eat, right? So, you go out and you start a restaurant. Okay, great. Now what? Having the doors open to your restaurant does not guarantee that there are going to be butts in your chairs and your booths. Okay. What happens when the market changes, the tastes and the expectations of your customers change? What happens when you've been open for a couple of years and your customers come to you and say, meh, I'm bored with your menu? Or what happens when somebody opens up a restaurant across the street from you that takes a brand new take, a fresh look on your menu? What is it going to take to overcome those objections, those hurdles? And in all honesty, it's going to take innovation and a well-established market dominating position in order for you to adjust and pivot. So think of the major companies that are out there right now. You know, your Nikes, your Starbucks, um, Pizza Hut, Apple. So did they all invent the product or service that they're offering? Chances are they probably didn't. The concept of the first computer was invented in 1822 by a man named Charles Babbage. Apple Computers wasn't founded until 1976. Their MVP, what they've done better than probably any other company that's ever existed is innovation. They've been working their ass off since then to become the best innovators in their space. But kind of switching over a little bit, how did Pizza Hut end up or Domino's Pizza end up competing with Pizza Hut? What they did is that they shift their focus to hungry college kids. That was it. Their MDP is fast, satisfying pizza. Simple. Okay. Now, what about in the car market? Okay. In Mercedes-Benz, are they just selling cars? No, they're not. What they're actually doing is that they're selling a lifestyle, they're selling an experience. And in them focusing on that experience and that lifestyle, that justifies them to be able to sell cars that are significantly higher at a price point than most of their competition. You would not buy a Ford or Toyota at the same price that you would buy a Mercedes-Benz. Why? Because Mercedes-Benz has that experience and that lifestyle component that Ford and Toyota don't meet. What does that all have to do is that your MDP does not have to default to price. So don't fall into the price game. That is not what is going to necessarily separate you from the rest of your competition. So, what is going to be your MDP? Are you going to base it on quality? Are you going to base it on speed of delivery of your product or service? Is it going to be world-class customer service? Whatever it is, we're going to help you try to figure out what it is that's going to help separate you and also keep money in your pocket. So, you're probably thinking, okay, Jose, shut the hell up, hurry up, get to the point. What is this MDP? In its simplest form, it is the number one reason why a customer would pick you over the rest of your competition. That one special ingredient that makes your sauce taste so much better than anyone else's. Now, remember, it's about being different, not complex. I invite you to try to implement simple solutions to develop your MDP. So, for example, let's say you own a dry cleaner. You can very easily become the go-to spot for busy professionals by offering home delivery. Just like that, boom. You are the go-to person for executives that live in your community that need dry cleaning service in order to be at their best with regards to their appearance. Little solutions like that are what are going to differentiate you from anyone else that is in your competition. Again, remember, guys, stay away from price. Don't compete to become the cheapest. If that does happen to be your MDP, I do advise that 99% of your operations be fully automated and verified. Okay, that's the only way you're going to be able to compete on price and survive. And it's by reducing and almost eliminating 100% your overhead. So keep that in mind. It is possible. Amazon does it. They do it better than everyone else. However, it is highly unlikely because you're going to be spending a ton of time on R&D until you get to the point where you're going to be properly executing at that level where you're going to be reducing overhead. So keep that in mind, guys. So instead, focus on becoming the best value for your customer. Make them need to come back to you. Okay. So, how exactly do you even start doing that? You have to stay in tune with your customers. Ask them for their opinion and listen to what they say and take that into consideration. Okay. Um, there are there are a couple of options that you can take at this point. However, keeping up with their demands is the best way to up your game and be consistently on top of your competition. Because in an open market system, there are options that your customer has. And if you aren't keeping up with them and exceeding their own expectations, your customers are going to be choosing your competition. Okay. Now, the innovations that you take, the changes that you implement into your business, they don't have to break the bank. Okay. It's just about taking that one extra step that your customer is going to experience with you, and your competition isn't even thinking about it. Okay. So, for example, can you offer some type of complimentary service? Can you offer free gift wrapping? Can you offer free shipping? Can you offer coffee or your client's favorite beverage if there's a point where they have to wait and as part of your process during their visit with you? If you can offer them their favorite beverage, that is something that is very small but is going to make a world of difference to them. So keep that in mind. It doesn't have to break the bank. It doesn't have to be, hot and flashy. It could be something very simple that your customer is going to constantly go back to and remember like, hey, you know what? This guy took that one extra step that made all the difference. Now, the other thing that I would suggest that you do is take a look at the overall buying process that your customer has. If there's a hassle somewhere that your customer is going to be facing, possibly focus on that. An example of this is Zappos.com. They took the product return portion of their of their process, and they turn that into a customer service triumph. So be in mind that it doesn't have to be something new. It could be something that you know down the chain of command. Your customer is going to be facing this particular hurdle. Help them overcome it as soon as you possibly can. So, in order to develop your MDP, here are the 5 steps that you need to take to help start differentiating your business from your competition. Number one, find your niche. Okay. And I would highly suggest that you create your ideal customer's avatar, and you need to get very specific. Narrow down to age, income, occupation, hobbies, spending habits. The more you know, the more you're going to be able to tailor your solution to fit their current lifestyle or demands. Okay. Number two, pinpoint your market dominating position. What does that mean? What is that extra step that you're going to offer your client that your competition isn't? Will it be offering that complimentary service that addresses an objection that your customer is going to have? Okay. As a mechanic, for example, would you be willing to offer a free car wash for all of your clients? That's something that no other competitor is out there doing. Remember, it doesn't have to break the bank, but focus on your customer's need and make them feel like a rock star. Number three, make sure that your business model are able to deliver on the promise that you're making. Okay. Every single time. Your internal SOPs should be tuned in to make sure that this objective is met for every customer every time. Otherwise, you'll be facing an upset customer that they feel that they were duped because you didn't deliver on what you had said you would or your ad said that you would. Okay. Keep that in mind. Number four is identify any other benefits that your customers may have when they are in your world. Okay. So for example, if you own a jewelry store and you primarily offer engagement rings for couples, you know that the soon to be groom who's coming in to buy an engagement ring will have an event that is preceding this situation that he's going to need help with. What is that event? It's a wedding. Okay. So why not offer a list of recommended reception halls or photographers that are in your local area that you have gone out and verified and will offer the same level of service that he just received while in your store? Remember, I haven't said anything about price. You did not guarantee that they are the cheapest. You not guarantee that they are anything other than the highest level of service that will meet what he just experienced in your store. Okay. Make the customer's experience second to none. All right. And then the fifth step is to combine these four first steps and create your MDP, or what other people may phrase as your elevator pitch. Okay. So your MDP, your elevator pitch, is your business's catchphrase. Okay. This should be well known by every employee that you have. It has to be clear and it has to be memorable. Your team, the entire team, has to be working towards that same goal for every customer every single time. Okay. For example, an example of that is Domino's MDP, which is fresh, hot, delivered pizza in 30 minutes, or it's free. If you're in the car sales world, you could be saying a hassle-free buying experience with world-class customer service. Sounds great, but again, every single employee has to be working towards achieving that goal. If you have a car porter that just doesn't give a flying duck about what's going on and they're late or they don't wash the car properly, you could have had the best sales presentation, you could have had the best experience in the F&I office, But if that car is late for delivery, the whole experience just went to shit. So keep that in mind, guys. Everyone is working towards the same goal at all times. Okay. So one thing that I would highly suggest that you do, this is a inside tip. Research your competition, guys. Okay. Visit your competitors' websites. Find out what their offer is. Okay. If they are offering the same thing that you are, change it immediately. Don't even think about it. Okay. Why would you do that? If your potential customer, let's say that you're in the roofing industry, okay, and that your MDP is get a free roofing estimate when you contact us. You research your competition, all of the competitors in your area are saying the exact same thing. Okay. So when your customer is doing their research on your company and they're pulling up all the websites of the other roofers that are in your area and you guys are all using the same language, by default, the customer is going to feel these guys are offering the exact same thing. So the only thing that's going to differentiate them is the price. That's when you start getting into those ugly debates where the client is calling you and saying, "Hey, what's your best price?" You don't want to get there. If you got there, you need to fix something higher up in your sales process because that should never be a point of discussion. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. That is it, folks. That's all the information that I have around this particular strategy. I hope that was informative. One thing that I do suggest that you do is you take this information, you become aware of your situation, you implement changes in order to change those circumstances. Okay. This strategy, as basic as it may sound, it will change your business almost immediately. Okay. And the reason for that is because you are going to become much more appealing in the marketplace. And that means more revenue. It's going to mean less overhead because you're going to be reaching the right audience the first time. More revenue, less overhead is more profit. More revenue, more profit leads to more lending opportunities when you need them. So if you would like to explore what your lending opportunities are, please visit our website. It's bdasolutions.biz. You can fill out the intake form under working capital. I'll be more than happy to take a look at your situation and see if our lenders can help meet the goals that you have for your business. If you do schedule an appointment with us and you mention that you saw this video, I can send you a PDF version of my ebook that goes over the 12 strategies. I'll be more than happy to send that to you absolutely free so that you have it for your reference and you can go through each and every single one of the strategies. You can go through one of them, you can go through all of them, implement them, make changes. Until next time, guys, all the very best. Keep growing, keep kicking ass. I'll talk to you guys soon.